that person is at the stage 4, close to the last stage of depression. So I actually don't know who the person is, but I would love to see the person, because one thing with depression is it gives you a sense to have a face mask, to have a mask, to mask yourself from what exactly is disturbing you, and then you come out, you are smiling, you are pretending everything is fine, but deep within you, everything is not fine. It's just like a case of hepatitis. For those of you that have heard or have seen an hepatitis patient, it eats deep. The person is looking okay, looking normal, until it eats the vital organ. Before
there's a shutdown.
Yes, there's a shutdown. So to that person, I will really want, because there's more to the question I want to ask. Please and please, I would love the person to open up. Maybe after this session, after church, I will try as much as possible to stay back a little bit, and then maybe to attend to one-on-one, maybe counseling or
then if you are giving an open door to just a few counseling sessions. Mind you, I told you, if you are in this generation and this set of teenagers, the people that have gone after you, that's your alumni of the teenage church, they are envying you right now. Because all we did was, we're just stealing and paving way. Now you're faced with an entire solution to your troubles. So I think the leadership of the teenage appreciate, they deserve a round of applause. I know how much therapy is, because I know how much you charge when you want to do. Let me look for a struggle. Can I look for a struggle? I know how much you will charge when you are doing your strict therapy session and all. Sometimes you connect. Did I say anything? But the bottom line is, you have an open door to meet with him after he says, but please, if you want to, please meet with the head usher. Schedule yourself. So, how do I cope with emotional abuse? Ask this person 3 questions. How do I cope with emotional abuse? I get easily insulted by my parents. I don't feel loved. How do I go about it? Can I really go along with my parents again? I can't open up to them. So I think everything is centered on one. How can this person cope with this emotional abuse, and how the parents, I think the parents are too uptight or something. So things are eating him or her.
Yeah, I said initially that we live in a society where, the African society where our parents always feel they are right. They feel they cannot wrong us, right? And then the Bible said, children, obey your parents in the Lord, for this is right, honor your father and your mother, the first commandment we promise, and then we stop there, right? We stop there. But then there's a passage where they say, parents, do not do what? Now, a typical African parent.
I think teenagers like to hear that part.
Okay,
If you used to, let's look for their problem. Please, the youth in the house, you're welcome. You're welcome, sister. And Suzanne, all of you, you're welcome. Don't look for their trouble. The youth that are still living with their parents, it's not a thing. Even if you're living alone, that part of obeying your parents in the Lord for this life, youth, please, how many of us like it? If you're youth in the house, please, you like it? It's good though, but whenever our parents forget that part of do not provoke your children, how do you feel when you hear that one?
Okay, so like I was saying, a typical African parent usually close their eyes so that parents do not trigger or provoke your parents' minds, because not knowing that everybody that have life, even animals have emotions. Even animals have emotions. So the fact that you have a kid or a child doesn't mean that you just zero that the child's emotion. Now, to go directly to the pitch. Now, I'll be right to say it started long time. It's not a recent happening, and it's a chronic. Now, for those of us that listen to what I said we have acute trauma response and we have chronic. Now, the chronic is very, very critical because it takes series of therapy to help that person, because the person will start developing hate for his or her parent. The person might not actually say it, but then at some point in time, you start hating your parents. Some is conscious, some is unconscious. So also that person, I will still want to advise now to everybody, but to that person, I will also want to advise if it's possible to see how just a brief conversation with that person. Yes. Now, but to every other person, maybe you did not ask it, and then you're asking for a way out. One is that do not disobey your parents. Right? Do not disobey your parents. Secondly, ask yourself, sit down and ask, because one of the things that most teenagers don't normally do is to sit down and ask what exactly is wrong with you. See this question. We don't normally ask it. Our problem is our parent did this, our parent did that, they did this to me, she did this to me. We are always they. But then the question is, sit down and ask yourself, what exactly is my problem? The very moment you discover your own problem, that's when you'll be able to now seek help, and that's the beginning of your therapy. Now, the very thing a madman will realize that he's mad. That's the beginning of his healing. If you see a madman walking and you say you are a madman, it's a problem. But he's actually mad. So to anybody anybody that is passing through this stage, the first thing I would say is ask yourself what exactly is the problem. Second thing is to ask the Holy Spirit. We cannot do without the Holy Spirit. Now, once you ask and you find an answer to your problem, you ask yourself, write it down. Some of us talk to ourselves. You look at yourself in the mirror, you talk to yourself in the room, ask yourself what's the problem. If you are able to discern the problem, ask the Holy Spirit to help you. And then seek help. Because trauma is synonymous or is almost the same thing to addiction. You need to seek help. On your own, you can, in fact, pray, fast, do dry fast, 30 days, 100 days dry fast. The Bible said this kind, Jesus said this kind, because there are other kind that cannot go. But this kind can only go through prayer and fasting. But there are other kind that cannot go except with other things. So seek help. We have our pastors, we have our, I don't know that we have counseling in here. Yes, so we can actually go and seek help from them. It will go a long way.
Is this okay? Okay, I think this person, the person tried forgiving someone. Apparently, the other person hurt him or her. So, but whenever that person, to him, he has forgiven the person. But whenever he or she is alone, flashes of what the person has done comes before him, either as a dream or in flashes or memories. Do you understand? And it's as if the same, and the person is thinking he or she is traumatized. So there's no direct question as to what this person is saying. I think the person just vented.
The person is actually traumatized. Okay. And I want to know, or I want to know what exactly, because one thing with therapy or counseling is that we don't work with I hear say or I think say. What did the person think to you? Because it's of stages. Maybe as a lady, maybe he abused you sexually. Now that will help us to now know how to counsel you. But when you now say someone did something to you and then you find it very difficult to forgive, the question is what exactly did the person did to you? That will now give us a clearer view to now advise you. So I would say the person is traumatized, but then the question to that person is what exactly that person did to him or her.
So what that counseling is, it's not everything that bites at night, or it's not everything that you see at the top of the palm tree that you will say. So don't call the spirit into you even when it is not. So right now, find out what it is. Is it something you know, just let go,
just
wave it off, move on. It's one of those things. Alright? Okay. For the benefit of those of us that just